My name is Linus Jackson and I'm a sailor, musician and father of two. I bought my boat Sedna in Italy and have spent the last 2 seasons sailing her to her new home in the south of Sweden. It's been an incredible journey, but now it's time to roll up the sleeves and get her ready for the adventures to come. The to-do list is many miles long and the budget is as low as the lowest tide. But I promise you loads of DIY boat projects, problem solving and of course, sailing.
Hello people, I've been back in Limhamn for a few weeks now and I'm starting to try to figure out where the channel is going now, and it's not an easy decision to decide how I'm going to structure it all. It is going to be a lot of DIY on a budget, but I don't want to stop, making sailing videos, and that's not the plan. I'm not going to do like a sail life, go up on the hard for 5 years, refit. This is going to have to take its time, and that's mostly because of time and budget and life, So if you are like me, you try to get the schedules to fit, work, family, friends, boat, budget. I think this is going to be the channel for you. I'm going to structure up all the different kind of projects, like areas and projects beneath that area, and so on, until we figure out a good way to present this to you in an educational and entertaining way. I'm really looking forward to it. And I mean, the list started already in Pescara, Italy, and it has not grown shorter during the travels. I can tell you that for sure. I've been home for a few weeks, except for that week I was away on the other boat, or ship. But that's probably an episode on its own. But what are we doing now? Where do we go from here? Well,
first, I think we should do a short recap to catch you up to where and when we are and why. So, let's jump back to the beginning. I started She Rules the Waves back during the pandemic, as a way of stimulating my repressed creativity during cancelled tours and travels, while waiting for the inspiration to finish my 3rd solo album. After a pretty depressing dry spell, I found that the video editing, storytelling and making of the background music to the videos made my juices flow again. In fact, I liked it so much that I never got around to finish that album. Maybe I should get back on that. Anyway, I soon decided to step up the dream, sell my trusted Scanmar 33 Alva and go on a hunt for a bigger, more liveaboard suitable vessel. Once the travel ban lifted, I went on a pretty intensive weekend adventure through 5 countries to look at 3 different boats. I settled for an Olympic 42 catch in Pescara, Italy and signed the papers in September 2021. Pretty much the same week, I sold Alva to a lovely family who found out about her through this channel. In June of 2022, I assembled Sedna's first crew in Pescara, Italy and untied the lines for the first time. However, the problem started with an overheating engine right out of the breakwater. But we quickly decided to hoist the sails and give it a go anyway. Gladly, nothing could stop us at this time. And although our travels through the Mediterranean was amazing in countless ways, it also had its fair share of ordeals, with the old engine being the main culprit. After a major breakdown, I was stuck in a small marina in the southern part of Italy for 3 weeks, screwing up the entire sailing adventures I had planned for my family. But we made do with a pretty lovely plan B. And in July, we were finally able to move on again, and although we hardly stopped anywhere for more than a night, we got to experience the intriguing bays of Sicily, the breathtaking views of the mirror-like Tyrrhenian Sea, the mesmerizing coastline of Sardinia, and the historical architecture of Corsica, before crossing over to mainland France and the mouth of the Rhone River. Unfortunately, we got stuck there in the end of July and had to put Sedna up on the hard and wait until spring for the rivers and canals to refill. During Easter of 2023, me and a new crew went back to Port St. Louis to unstep the masts and start the long journey through Europe on the inland waterways. And of course, the engine acted up again and almost set us drifting back into a hydro plant. But despite this and a few more setbacks, we managed to take Sedna and ourselves all the way up the Rhone to the Saône River and Saint-Jean-de-Lons, and create the first ever YouTube sailing channel musical episode in the process.
Ahoy, my shipmates, this is the captain speaking. I see something up ahead. I think that it's time for the first lock of the day. Indeed, it's time to lock, 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 it's time to lock.
But this of course was not the end of the journey. In June, a new crew helped me through the already shallow parts of Canal entre Champagne et Bourgogne, and despite a few broken locks, most of them fixed within the hour, but one being closed for a few days, we moved slowly north. My family then joined me to celebrate my birthday and crew with me as we changed our plans once again due to all the drafts. We moved on north through Belgium and into the Netherlands, where we got our first real experience with tidal waters. We also almost tipped the mast overboard on a very wavy and windy Markermeer before getting back to the calmer but still fascinating canal systems of the Netherlands. After a while, we ran into even more engine trouble, but had the luck and elbow grease on our side this time. We surfed the tide into Germany, where we went through the pretty boring Küstenkanal before shortly settling in Bremerhaven. Here, we put the masts back up, and then we took a short but very varying journey out on the North Sea. We locked through the Nord-Ostsee Canal and finally went through our 247th lock, the last one on this trip, and entered the Baltic Sea. On our crossing over to Denmark, we hoisted our sails for the first time since the Med. What an amazing feeling it was to turn off the ignition and just glide. In early September 2023, we started the last leg of this journey and got the best treatment we could ask for. Although not much wind, we got perfect summer weather, starry nights, luminescence, amazing views of the islands, porpoises, seals, and finally, a homecoming worth remembering for years to come. The journey has been hard on Sedna, as well as on my wallet, and the projects and adventures ahead of us is going to be tough, but legendary, I'm sure. And just to be crystal clear, this little recap only covers a fraction of the amazing things that happened to us along the roughly 2,500 nautical miles of traveling. So, if you haven't already, you really should go back to the beginning and watch the seasons in order. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And although it's already March 2024 when this video goes live, let's jump back to September last year and catch you all up to what's happened since then.
Alright, I inflated the dinghy. I am definitely not sure that it's not gonna leak, but I'm gonna give it a try and see if we can get the engine started. First I gotta get around the boats and actually to the aft of the boat, which I obviously can't do there. Okay, to no one's surprise, it's still leaking into the boat, but at least the air seems to hold, and it's not a big enough a leak for me to sink, so I will still give it a try. See if I can maybe go under the jetty here. So apparently I didn't tie up my dinghy very well and it drifted away. Fortunately, only from over there. So, not too bad. Okay, I'm not saying it's definitely the last warm evening in Sedna for this year, but it just might be. So I think I'm gonna stay here and treat myself to a kind of dinner, I guess.
It feels great to be back, and if you think so too, please visit our social media and our Patreon page. Next week, I'll board a huge ship for some musical work around the Baltic Sea. To make sure you don't miss that, click the subscribe button and the bell, and until next time, take care.